Welcome, everyone, to this deep dive. Today is Monday, May 12th, 2025. And we are looking at a really significant full moon in Scorpio.
That's right. And the sources we're drawing from suggest it's not exactly comforting.
No, definitely not. More like a wake-up call, a gateway, maybe, to some deeper truths.
Precisely. It feels like a path towards, well, liberation, reclaiming personal power.
Okay, so let's get into the astrology behind it. We've got the moon in Scorpio.
Yes, and it's directly opposite the sun, which is in Taurus.
Right, so what's the tension there, Scorpio and Taurus?
Well, think of it like our deepest, maybe hidden emotions, that Scorpio versus our need for tangible security, the material world. That's Taurus.
So inner depths versus outer stability.
Exactly. It's that classic interplay. But the sources frame it as like an alchemical process almost, integrating these opposites within you.
Interesting. Pushing you to ask
Yeah.
what really holds you up.
What carries you and everything else kind of falls away. Well, what's that core foundation?
And then there's Pluto. It went retrograde back on May 4th. Right?
Yeah. Correct. And Pluto rules Scorpio, so its influence is pretty key here.
So retrograde. And it usually means looking back, doesn't it? Old patterns.
Often, yeah. Things like power dynamics, manipulation, maybe even old soul contracts coming up for review.
But it's not just about dredging up the past, is it?
No, not at all. The sources emphasize the potential for really deep healing here, understanding how those past patterns are still playing out now.
Okay, so reflection for healing. Got it.
Mhm.
Now Mars is in Leo. That sounds quite different, very fiery, expressive.
Absolutely. Mars in Leo is all about forward momentum, passion, creativity, maybe a bit of pride too.
So how does that fit with the introspective Scorpio moon and Pluto? Seems like a clash.
It can be, yeah. If that Leo fire isn't conscious, it could come out as drama, ego stuff, being territorial.
Oh.
But the invitation here, according to our sources, is to really consciously connect that passion, that heart fire, with your inner guidance. Let intuition lead the charge.
Makes sense. And then there's Uranus in the mix.
Oh, yes. Uranus is conjunct the sun and opposite the moon.
Whoa, okay. Uranus always brings surprises, right? What does that setup mean?
Well, conjunct the sun, it could be like sudden insights, flashes of genius, maybe unexpected clarity, like a light bulb moment.
Okay.
But opposite the moon, our emotions can stir things up. Restlessness, sudden outbursts maybe, an intense need for liberation, even inner breaks.
So potential for breakthroughs, but also some volatility.
Exactly. That tension, though, could be the very gateway we need. It might unlock deeper intuition, shift your frequency, lead to real mental freedom.
It really pushes that question, doesn't it? Are you ready to let go?
Yeah. Even if you don't know what's coming next. Could you release the old script?
And one more aspect, the sun sextile the north node. What's the significance there?
So the north node points towards our, let's say, evolutionary path or destiny.
Right.
A sextile from the sun is like
Yeah.
a supportive signal. It suggests that when you act from your true essence, doors open.
So trust the flow, not force it.
Pretty much. It's like a cosmic yes, saying you're on the right track, supporting your light, your future path, less control, more trust.
Okay, so pulling all these threads together, what's the core message of this Scorpio full moon based on what we're seeing in the sources?
Scorpio itself seems to be saying something like, look, I'm the gateway you often try to avoid. I show you what you hide, not to torment you, but actually to liberate you. I represent the death of the mask, and the light of your actual self.
Facing the shadow to find the light.
Precisely. It takes courage.
And Pluto's message as Scorpio's ruler.
Pluto adds, I'm the path to your depths. I don't destroy, I remind.
Remind us of what?
That your feeling of powerlessness, that's the threshold to your real primal power. Your pain, it's the tunnel to rebirth. Your tears cleanse. You, it emphasizes, are the strength you've been searching for.
Wow. Reframing challenges as doorways.
Exactly. It's about finding power within the difficulty.
Okay, this is clearly a potent time. How might this energy show up for people? Physically, for instance.
Physically, you might feel, well, a sense of pressure. Maybe fatigue that doesn't quite make sense. Or just an inner restlessness.
Like the body's trying to process something.
Yeah, the sources suggest it's the body wanting to detoxify, both physically and energetically. Releasing old stuff.
And emotionally, I imagine that's where Scorpio really digs in.
Oh, absolutely. Expect old wounds to potentially surface. Themes like control, jealousy, powerlessness, things you thought you dealt with.
Oh, the fun stuff.
Yeah. But remember, the point isn't to get bogged down again. It's surfacing for healing, to be seen, felt, and move through.
So feel it fully, but don't get overwhelmed.
That's the key. Let the energy move, acknowledge it, allow it, release it. It's about returning to your own emotional depth, but with more awareness this time.
What about mentally? How does this affect our thoughts?
Mentally, the big thing seems to be letting go of forced thinking, trying to figure everything out, control the narrative in your head.
Right, overthinking.
Exactly. The sources say truth comes more through recognition, like remembering something you already carry inside.
And how do you access that?
It often starts with feeling, tuning into the body, the emotions, rather than just the intellect.
Okay. And spiritually, this sounds like it could be quite profound on that level.
Definitely. Sources mention echoes of past lives, particularly around power dynamics. Maybe lives where you were very powerful, or where power was used against you.
So a chance to rebalance that on a soul level?
Seems so. And there's talk of light codes, like energetic downloads of truth and clarity.
Light codes, okay.
Think of it as energy helping to break down anything that's not your authentic self. The soul really wants to reveal itself now.
So that feeling of being between worlds people sometimes describe.
That could be it. Like being in the birth canal of your true self. It's a transition.
You also mentioned the collective and subconscious levels.
Collectively, you might feel the world suffering more acutely. The advice is to be conscious about not absorbing it all, separate from fields of fear. Focus on radiating your own light, not carrying everyone else's baggage.
That's a crucial distinction. And the subconscious.
Deeper stuff. Childhood wounds, maybe ancestral contracts or oaths, old promises rising up.
Wow.
Pluto's really calling us to embrace the inner child, to love and reintegrate those lost parts of ourselves, bringing them back into the whole.
This is incredibly deep work. The sources offer some healing questions to help us navigate this, right?
They do. Really potent ones for self-reflection.
Can you share a few?
Sure. Things like, what within me is actually dying right now, even though I might be holding on to it?
Oof. That's direct.
It is.
Yeah.
Or, where have I given away my power? Was it out of love, fear, or just old patterns? Also, which aspects of my shadow might be ready to come forward now, looking for reconciliation?
Welcoming the shadow back in.
Yes, and maybe the deepest.
Yeah.
What pain is trying to show me who I truly am, using pain as a guidepost?
Those are powerful inquiries. The sources also give some practical exercises. There's a mirror exercise.
Yes. This one's about integration. You find a quiet space, close your eyes, imagine sitting opposite your reflection.
Okay.
And when a difficult emotion comes up, shame, anger, fear, whatever it is, you look at it in the reflection.
And then?
You acknowledge it without judgment. Say something internally like, I see you, you've been alone for so long, I don't condemn you, I welcome you back home. You are part of my whole self.
Accepting it fully.
Exactly. Then visualize that part, merging back into you, feeling that sense of becoming more whole.
That sounds really healing. And the other one was the Black Rose of Transformation ritual.
Right. Best done around the full moon peak. You'll need a black or very dark red rose.
Symbolic of the depths, I guess.
Exactly. Then you write down what you're ready to release on a piece of paper.
Let go of.
Yes. You burn that paper safely, visualizing the release. Then hold the rose to your heart.
Okay.
And say something like, I honor my depth, I honor my truth, and I reclaim my power. Really feel it. Then imagine golden light flowing from the rose into your heart, filling you up with strength and renewal.
Beautiful. These practices really tie into the Scorpio-Pluto themes. What about allies from nature? A specific stone was mentioned.
Yes, obsidian. It's volcanic glass formed from intense fire, pressure, and then sudden cooling.
Primal energy.
Totally. Sources highlight its power for shadow work, for going deep into soul processes. It shows you what needs to be seen for wholeness.
Doesn't hold back.
Not really. It carries a very unfiltered vibration of truth. It confronts you, lovingly but relentlessly, showing you yourself without the usual masks or excuses. A powerful mirror.
Okay, good to know. And a plant ally, too, vervain.
Yes, vervain, or Sporishlikashiski. It offers support on multiple levels.
How so?
Physically, it can help soothe the nervous system, reduce inflammation, boost metabolism. It's strengthening during stress and transformation.
Sounds usable right now.
Definitely. Energetically, it's said to help release rigid thinking, that need for control, inner overload.
Counteracting some of that intensity.
Exactly. Traditionally, it was used for magical protection and cleansing. It's seen as a plant of truth, aiding self-awareness.
How would you use it?
Sources suggest it as a tea if you're feeling inner pressure, ruminating, or mentally exhausted. Or you could burn dried vervain for energetic cleansing.
So it balances the Scorpio energy.
It helps, yeah. Helps release the old without losing yourself, connecting you back to your soul path.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, how would you summarize the core significance of this Scorpio full moon based on everything we've discussed from the sources?
Well, it's undeniably a major astrological peak, really intense transformative power.
Right.
It's designed to illuminate those deeper, often taboo things around attachment, power, jealousy, control, all the Scorpio themes.
Yeah, the invitation is.
To really let go of what you've outgrown, to free yourself from old roles, limiting ideas about connection, guilt, shame, sadness, whatever's holding you back.
And step into
your own power, reintegrating it. Remembering, as the sources put it, you're not a victim of your pain. You are a phoenix rising from your own ashes. This full moon is about bringing you back to you, your truth, your reconnection, your primal power.
Wow. That's a powerful note to end the main discussion on. This has been a really thorough deep dive, pulling directly from our sources on this potent Scorpio energy.
Absolutely. And as always, the real focus is on you, the listener, and how all this resonates with your own experience right now.
Exactly.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. Consider what dormant strength within you might be stirring right now because of this energy.
What's waking up?
Yeah. What new version of yourself, maybe a more authentic one, could emerge if you really embrace these depths we've explored today?
Something powerful to reflect on. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.